Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski on this Friday morning. Good Friday morning to you as we head into this upcoming weekend. The transition from summer to fall happens, and we'll kind of see that in our weather as well. Now, today is going to be a pretty quiet day. There are a couple of clouds around this morning. We'll see a few clouds around today, but it's going to be filtered sunshine. So there's going to still be some sunshine getting through those clouds, and the thickest clouds will be across parts of central to southern Nebraska. More sun in northern Kansas, more sun up north. Breezy south and southeasterly winds out there today. Gusts maybe up to 20, 25 miles per hour as the day goes on. Those winds will lighten up a little bit tonight. Still a few clouds around, and a chance of rain starts to move in late tonight. Now that's midnight right there. Let's go to about 10 p.m. Because 10 p.m. is about the time all of our area high school football games should be over with. The Husker game should be close to wrapping up about that time. I think our chances of rain are pretty low during that time as those rain chances start to pick up closer to midnight and thereafter. So just a small chance of rain and thunderstorms over southeastern areas near and post midnight and into tomorrow morning. Most of us will not see moisture overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, here it comes. There's a cold front right about there. Poorly drawn because my mouse is terrible, but there it is anyway. Let's try it one more time here so you can see it once again. You see the wind shift. That's a little better. Southerly winds out ahead of it, not terribly strong, but strong north and northwest winds. These winds are going to start to draw in some cooler air. Unfortunately, though, not a lot of moisture coming in right away with this front. The chances of rain are still very low in the morning, but you can see every once in a while a few showers or isolated thunderstorms trying to fire up along that cold front, which by noon tomorrow will almost be through our area. It's going to be right about there. Back that up real quick, and you can see the storms trying to fire up there eastern Nebraska. So something may try to fire along the front, which is why I've got a 20% chance in the morning. The afternoon, the chances are still 20% chance or less here, but we'll be looking at increasing clouds. Now at this point, now we're talking 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the cold front is now in far southeastern areas right here, and that's where there may be some isolated thunderstorms that fire up. So late in the afternoon, early evening, isolated severe weather possible here. For the rest of us, the chances of rain will begin to pick up Saturday night, but even then we're still talking a few showers and isolated thunderstorms. These become much more widespread after midnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. There's our rain and thunderstorms moving in here. Notice northern Nebraska, though. Very little moisture. Here, we'll back this up. Notice there's just not a lot showing up there in the northern part of the state here as we get through Saturday night and Sunday morning. Unfortunately, northern Nebraska may not get very much moisture. This rain will continue Sunday morning and then start to back off as the afternoon progresses, and by the evening it's starting to clear on out of here. So unfortunately, the window of time for this moisture to hit our area has shrunk down, which means our amounts are likely going to be on the lower side than previously expected. Severe weather-wise, this will be for tonight, mostly later tonight, a low-end chance of isolated severe weather over southeastern areas right here. Large hail, severe wind gusts, but I think it's going to be very isolated. Most of us will not see that. Tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon and early evening, a little severe weather over eastern portions of Nebraska. Once again, this should be very isolated. Rainfall totals. Again, forecast models have really been backing off the last couple of days on those super high amounts that it was looking like. Forecast models were showing 1 to 3 inches of rain with isolated 4 or 5 inch amounts. Now we're not looking at, unfortunately, nearly as much. Everything's shifted south, and the time frame has shrunk down quite a bit, which means, unfortunately, most of us are not looking at huge beneficial rainfall, but even an inch of rain or more in a few spots would be good. Once you start getting into this lighter blue, that's over an inch of rain. So unfortunately, most of us are probably now looking at an inch or less of rainfall here, even lower amounts up north where there may be very little rain that actually falls in those areas. So that's not great news, unfortunately, but still some rain hopefully on the way. Well, before we get to the rain and the cooler weather, today is going to be pretty toasty. After a nice comfortable start, we're on our way to highs in the upper 80s and low to mid 90s. If you're heading out to do some tailgating in Lincoln for the Husker game this afternoon, sweating it out a little bit. Thankfully not too humid, but it will be hot out there, getting into the mid 90s. By the time the game kicks off at 7 o'clock, mostly sunny skies, 88 degrees. But the good news is, with the sun going down during the 7 o'clock hour, most of the stadium will be shaded by that point here, so I don't think the sun's going to be a big issue for the game. And of course, it'll be dark most of the game. It'll be down to 81 at halftime, around 8:30-ish, and then by 10:30 when the game ends, it should be down to around 77 degrees. Winds shouldn't be a big issue, and I've taken out the rain chance for the Husker game. It looks like a 10% chance or less for rain for the Husker game. Lows tonight, tomorrow morning. Upper 50s in the northwest here. low 70s around Beatrice, Fall City. Most of us will see 60s for lows. And then here comes that cooler air tomorrow as that front dives southeastward. Again, it's going to be right about here later in the day. So most of us down into the 70s for highs. Some low 80s around Grand Island, Hastings. Mid to upper 80s over southeast Nebraska, though, as the front takes much more time to get through there. So it'll still be pretty warm tomorrow, even if it's not as hot as today. Tomorrow night, though, look at this, down into the upper 40s, mid to upper 40s, low to mid 50s for lows into Sunday morning. Sunday itself, while the forecast highs have trended upward a little bit because of the chances of rain not looking as promising, we're still on the cool side. Highs upper 50s, low to mid 60s for most of us. So it'll be a cool one for Sunday, and after a chilly start to Monday morning, Monday afternoon doesn't look too bad. Upper 60s and lower 70s for most of us. Looks pretty good out there. Let's take a look at the extended forecast, and you can see the temperatures coming down. Again, small chance of rain late tonight, tomorrow morning. Slightly better chance tomorrow afternoon. Best chance will be late tomorrow night, especially after midnight and into Sunday morning right there. That's the 80% chance. It's going to be that midnight to noon time frame right there. And then the chances trend down Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. Much cooler for the first day of fall, and then after a chilly start to Monday morning, temperatures do start to trend upwards. Upper 60s, that's nice. Low 70s, pretty good on Tuesday, and then it gets back up into the upper 70s on Thursday. I'm going to show the 10-day forecast, but one thing is the averages aren't showing up on our graphic today. For some reason, there's been an outage issue, and it has something to do with the National Weather Service. But if I were to draw in a line here, we'll roughly draw it about right. I don't know if it's even going to let me draw it on here. It's not going to let me do it here. So I'll just, there it is. Now it shows up. Let's try that again. So I'm gonna roughly draw in a line of the averages, which is right in there or so, trending downward a little bit later next week. So we're kind of around 77, 78 for an average today. It'll be down in the 73, 74, 75 degree range by the 28th and 29th of September. So we're going to be well above average today, still a little above average tomorrow, then dropping Sunday and Monday, and then coming back up later next week. Temperatures back to a little bit above average for late September. North Platte, we're looking at temperatures that are going to be pretty toasty today, starting to cool down tomorrow. Very windy, though, or at least a little windy on Saturday. Winds could gust up to around 30 miles per hour. The chance of rain probably not even coming in until Saturday night and then Sunday morning, and then Sunday as the day trends on, we'll see those temperatures start to fall off through those chances of rain fall off Sunday and into Sunday night. So best chance of rain for you will also be late Saturday night and Sunday morning. And then after that, temperatures do start to come back up. In fact, it could be back into the 80s by Thursday. It looks like a fairly dry week next week. Look at that, though, down around 40 Monday morning. So kind of a chilly start to the days. We could even see a couple of upper 30s in some spots to start off our work week next week. But by later next week, it's going to be quite warm once again. And looking at the extended outlook here, and this is why I think that our other graphic for the Tri-Cities, there's a National Weather Service issue because I think it's affecting the Hastings National Weather Service, but not the North Platte National Weather Service, which is why I have all the data for the North Platte graphic here. But you can see, again, dropping below average here, but then we're warming back up Thursday, Friday, maybe a little bit of a cool down next weekend. So like I said before, the promise for rain, not as good as previously hoped. Let's look at the European model. Again, not much tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon it starts to pick up and then really ramps up tomorrow night. But no, northern Nebraska, not much there. Everything's trended farther south. And then Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, things kind of trend downward, and we're looking at mainly dry weather next week until maybe late next week into the following week. But of course, we all know how these long-range forecast models change. We've seen that for this upcoming weekend now. Here's a look at the GFS model. Again, not much tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night, those chances pick up. But again, trending towards not much up north, better chances farther south. And then Sunday, again, you can see the trend goes down Sunday afternoon into Sunday night to where everything clears on out. Mostly dry weather for a good chunk of next week, maybe chances picking up. You know, we'll see Tuesday night and Wednesday. I didn't throw the chance in right now. I'm a little iffy on that. But, and then the forecast models go out to lunch late next week, so I don't want to really rely on that too much. So there you go. There is the forecast. It's been a little rough these last couple of days as everything's kind of changing. Hopefully still some rain on the way, but unfortunately a lot of you may not get the amounts we were hoping for, but anything is better than nothing. And of course, then we look forward to those beautiful fall temperatures as we jump into the fall season next week. Well, with that, I'm going to let you all go for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again on Monday. Don't forget, go Big Red, big Husker game tonight, and I'll see you all again Monday morning. Talk to you all later. Bye.